All right, we're back on. We're going to try and make another video of this book, Scorpions. And we're going to try to do another analysis. Um, just some analysis questions, just, improvised, which means, I've thought about it a little bit, but not too much, just from what I remember from the story and some questions that I've chosen. So I'm going to try not to summarize this story too much because it takes too much time, and we're going to focus on more understanding really one question. What is the significance of something, like why, which means why is this in the story? Why did the author include this? Um, or does this have a deeper meaning? That's really it. What's the significance? As in, um, I guess yeah, that's it. Yeah, what can we understand about the character? Is it always a character? Character from this. And so, yeah, I think that's a good basic, I don't know, just a regular way to approach analyzing certain parts of a story. Also, yeah, this book is, I'm really impressed, really shocked by how much I'm, thinking about the decisions or behaviors of these characters because, this is not an exciting story. It's not about, superheroes or action or adventure or, high stakes, high tension, uh, you know, plot. It's not. It's more about, you know, a day in the life of a young boy. So it's just a boy or a child who, we all have been a child before, or maybe we are still. But this is one boy in particular in a certain city in New York City in the 1980s. And so what is his life like? What is his life like? That's it. That's basically the the purpose of this story. And so we're slowly moving along, and I think, yeah, really getting some good insight into his life. We are looking for insight into his life, into his thought process, and his feelings, really. So anyway, that's a little intro, kind of why do we do this? Why do I want to do this? It's challenging for me, so let's try. So this is chapters 3 and 4, and I'm not going to summarize. I might do, very lightly. Let's see. So one thing that was really huge for me, a question here was, what is the significance of Jamal not putting his head down when talking to Mr. Davidson? Okay, so what happens? So in the story, Jamal goes to school. Again, a very normal thing for a kid to do, but he is late. And so he gets called into the office, or I don't really remember, a teacher, or maybe the principal, Mr. Davidson, confronts him that being late is not good. It's not acceptable. And so he feels ashamed or feels embarrassed. It's very confrontational for an adult who has all the power and a kid who has no power. But then he says something, and Jamal does not put his head down, ashamed. He looks up and looks him right in the face. And when a kid does that, they have no problem, or they can do it. They look at an adult square in the face. That's a pretty significant moment, I think. So let's say Jamal is late for class. That's enough, and is confronted by his, I'm gonna say teacher. I don't know. Maybe it's principal, teacher, Mr. Davidson. um, you know, who's who scolds him for his tardiness, right? That's pretty normal. Um, Jamal naturally feels embarrassed and, looks at the floor. Okay. Yeah, that's how kids they avoid it's confrontation is too it's too stressful. Yeah, you can't run away, so you run away with your face. You like look somewhere else. Like I want to run away with my eyes. Um, then he says, I got the quote here. He says, I would ask you to bring your mother to school, but she probably doesn't care about your education or something like that. So yeah, and we'll say put a comma there and say which strikes a nerve, within Jamal, and he begins to get tears in his eyes, but um, but but this time does not look at the floor, which means, well, where is he looking? He's looking at the teacher. So he, so this means this suggests that Jamal, you know, does feel he does feel bad about his own behavior and mistakes, but that um, that embarrassment is overcome when someone talks about his mother, or says something bad, or someone speaks mm, badly, speaks negatively negative about his mother. I think doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what it was. All he probably heard was she probably doesn't care. Um, so that embarrassment is overcome. So he feels embarrassed. Oh, run away! But now suddenly he finds the courage, or I don't know, probably a mix of emotions. It could be courage or a mix of anger and sadness. But he finds the strength or willpower to look directly um, in his teacher's face. Okay, so I think that's significant. That moment shows that yeah, this moment demonstrates that he truly does have a com- complex mix of emotions regarding his mother that you know will that will come to the surface when triggered, I guess. And maybe that's enough. I think that's enough. So you can see I think, yeah, he has a normal, typical child's behavior when it's about him within the context of school or teacher or student or homework. He can put up with that. But when it's outside the school, his home life or his mother, he's like, that his will or his energy comes to the surface and he looks back at the teacher. All right, I think so. I think that's. See if I improvise a little answer there. Let's do another question. So, what is the significance of Dwayne, another boy in school, talking about his shoes? So later in the day, Jamal's in a class, and next to him is kind of a annoying boy who's, I think, bigger than him, called Dwayne, who's just commenting how his shoes look cheap or I think raggedy. They look old, not new, which suggests he's, has no money or he's poor, which is, again, embarrassing. And yeah, Jamal feels, really bad. He feels this is, this sucks. So explain a little bit. So Jamal is in class with a bigger boy named Dwayne, who says Jamal's shoes look, I think, ragged or raggedy, which reasonably makes him feel bad. Reasonably. So who cares? Okay, that's normal, right? But I think this is a significant moment. This is a significant moment because it is yet again another instance where Jamal feels humiliated. And that's I think I did this last video that, humiliation is the feeling of worthlessness. Like you are nothing. Like nobody cares about you. Nobody likes you. You can do nothing. You have no power. You are nothing. So embarrassment is more, I guess, I would say embarrassment is more a secret, you know, is uncovered. Like, uh-oh, that's my secret. Now people know. But humiliation is you are nothing. You are zero. Feels humiliated, which he and he has no choice but to endure it. Okay, he said endure it. Thinking, he says, I got a quote here, take from the text. Say, Dwayne made Jamal feel small inside. Yeah, small, which is almost nothing. Yeah, that's humiliation. When you feel small, you feel like, yeah, I have no power in this situation. He says, lots of things made him feel the same way. Small inside and weak. We'll say big kids who laughed at him were the worst because there wasn't anything he could do to stop them, not by himself. And that is a loaded phrase right there, not by himself, which means, yeah, he cannot. Yeah, let's just go ahead and say this is a loaded phrase at the end because it makes him a good candidate to join a gang and find strength or power in numbers. So if you have a bunch of people who are humiliated or marginalized, but alone they can't do anything, but together we can help each other and push our collective power on others. So yeah, this is yet another instance where he's being positioned as a good candidate, maybe for this gang that we're hearing about that his older brother joined, who I think we can reasonably imagine had a similar childhood to Jamal. Maybe Randy was also humiliated and also wanted to, eliminate that feeling by joining a gang. Maybe. We don't know. We're imagining. And is that enough? I think so. Yeah, this is this strengthen up. Yeah, we'll say perhaps Randy's childhood was similar, which is why he joined the Scorpions in the first place. Right? I think that's enough. Yeah, we gotta go. Okay, yes. Okay, let's go on to another question. Now we'll go to chapter 4. And a question here. Let's see, I'll move this down. Another question I have is, what is the significance of Jamal not being picked to draw the trees? So in the next chapter, we know that Jamal likes drawing. He enjoys it. He wants it. He wants to show his mother that he's good at drawing. But there's some kind of school play or school performance, and there's a backdrop or background of a park or trees or something, and he wants to do it. He wants to be chosen by the teacher, but he is not. Other kids are picked, and he is told just to do something simple like open the windows so the air is it's fresh air, which is, yeah, disappointing. So let's summarize that. So Jamal wants to help with the school play by drawing the backdrop, which includes, trees and I think a park bench. However, he is not chosen by the teacher and is told to only open the windows and then leave. And so significance is, this is a significant because so far in the story, art or drawing is the only kind of aspect of his life that we know of that he finds enjoyable. So every so far in the book, in the story, every moment he's kind of taking fire. He's worrying about his mom. He has kind of an antagonistic, argumentative relationship with his sister. They're always kind of, a little bit banter or joking with each other, but it's kind of tenuous, or it's a it's a tenuous level of communication with his sister. He's getting bullied in school. He's getting called out by teachers. He's taking heavy fire. Like in one day, he's worrying about his brother. He has a looming meeting with a drug leader. I mean, with a gang leader he has to meet with. He's managing all these things, and I think, yeah. So far in the story, art, we'll say drawing is the only aspect like that we know of. That we'll say of his life that he seems to find enjoyable. Um, if art is his only kind of reprieve from all the stress in his life, it's particularly disappointing to observe that he doesn't get the one thing that he seems to want. So yeah, that another feeling disappoint. So you know, so you know, you know, disappointing is, and so yeah, disappointment. Disappointment is, yet another feeling along with anger or humiliation that leads to a frustrated or unhappy youth, we'll say. So yeah, so this was another just component, seems to be on his course to being a good candidate to join the gang. So before was, yeah, anger at the teacher, humiliation from the friend, disappointment from a teacher he actually likes. So all these feelings he's just taking in, and just, well, what are you gonna do? So yeah, really, man, really kind of a empathy for this character. So one more question here, see if we can get to it. Yeah, just enough time. What is the significance of Jamal touching the man's car? So at the end of chapter 4, significant. At the end of chapter 4, Jamal and his friend Tito, who's his good friend, is, finally we have a good friend for Jamal. He's a nice guy. Jamal tells him he has to meet with Mac, who is Randy's, associate, gang associate, or leader of the Scorpion gang. He has to go talk to him, And we don't really know why, but it's because Randy told their mother that Jamal should go talk to him. And the mother is, of course, worried about the influence of Mac on her second son. So anyway, so we'll say yes. So we'll say Jamal goes with Tito to Mac's neighborhood to meet with him, and I think we know it's kind of a bad neighborhood or somewhere he probably shouldn't be there. Um, and looks for him in a rundown building, kind of used up. I don't know. I think nobody's living there. They're just using it. In a building. Out in front, there is a nice car, and Tito and Jamal wait for Mac while leaning against it. Suddenly, a man, I think in a suit, you know, what kind of confronts them, telling them not to touch his car, and actually, slaps Jamal right in the face. So yeah, of course, this is significant. Of course, this is significant because a total stranger has just, really, yeah, just hit our main character in the face. And yeah, which is yeah, which is what do I say? Which is humiliating, and outrageous. Okay. Jamal is so angry. Let's see. So I got the story here. Why are you touching my machine? My sheen, that's a car. Feels the slap, and he looked for something to hit the man with. Now I think we can know, yeah, this is some powerful drug, I don't know, drug boss, or he's connected to the gang. So good thing Jamal didn't find something, because maybe he would be in, really messed up, really big trouble then. But yeah, he's angry. He gets so angry. Now he's gonna not only he's angry before he looks at the teacher. Now he's gonna hit someone back. So he's done with just accepting this punishment, taking heavy fire all the time. He's trying to fire back. So let's see. How do I put this into an answer? Because no stranger see no stranger. The face. Exclamation mark. And thankfully, he didn't find something. Else he could have seriously gotten hurt. This is another milestone in his path to end his humiliation and end his his what do I say? Negative. End his oh my gosh. Was it to put an end to all the bad feelings he has? Because before, because this time, he really had the instinct to fight back. All right, yeah, I think that's enough. So, that's an interesting thing. It's easy to understand. Someone just punched our main character, who we like so much, but then you have to put into words what you have to articulate or explain or analyze. Well, what is the significance of that? And that's challenging for me. And I'm the English teacher. So, but it's a good challenge, and it is satisfying when you kind of get an explanation you're happy with. So he looked. This is bad feelings. He has all the bad feelings because this time he really needs to fight back. Yeah, so I think that's enough for now. But yeah, I really recommend this book. So if you want to join in, you can, read along with me. I'm probably gonna do more because I need to speed up here. But any questions or comments, you can put it in the comment section below, and we'll see you in the next video.